Chair Crystal arrives and Chair Randall, that's what you have.
Okay. Well, we'll still call the meeting. We'll get started real
Okay.
live.
It's loading.
Darn loading.
Okay.
We're all set here. Yeah.
It's crowded, near the top.
We just trying to confirm.
No worries.
that we're in
My
line.
husband had surgery in October, and so yeah.
Sure said we are.
It does say.
Come on, slacker.
I know exactly, like, I'm like.
Okay, we are live.
Okay, great. It's Thursday, November 10th, 2022. I will call the Governance and Personnel Committee to order. We will skip over approving minutes until we have a quorum, which brings us to item number 3, our discussion and information system. We have a quorum now with which I will turn it over to Ms. Bachman and Ms. Baker, who would like to go.
So thank you, Chair Wheeler. I would just like to note that staff has been working on your draft legislative priorities for 2023. As we stated at last month's meeting, they're pretty much the same as the 2022 priorities, but we did remove the virtual meetings that we had as part of that, since we have the ability, well, our committees have the ability to meet remotely. And I will turn it over to Ms. Boehner.
Sure. So the document in front of you, there's highlighted the tweaking we did on the language. Chair Crystal, you had some, we wanted to do some clarification based on your previous comments. So hopefully we captured what you wanted to say. But as you see in red, we're making it clear again, our position that for restoration of our 38.5 million, state funds are preferred as the first source. Again, we're trying not to tax again our region, and just adding that a pathway forward, because there's going to have to be several we consider, would be if the state were to take on a larger role of providing money for the Metro Capital Fund. So that, hopefully that's clearer than we had before. And then at the end of that paragraph, to restate something we were very involved with in the 2022 regular and special session is, as you recall, when the state eliminates its 1.5% of the grocery tax starting January 1, 2023, they did not provide for a replacement of the lost revenue. As you remember, half a percent goes to the Transportation Trust Fund. So we are reminding them, and I think all of your boards are saying the same thing, and other organizations, that, oh, by the way, you still have not identified a replacement source for that revenue. The fiscal impact, just to remind everyone, the fiscal impact statement for the final bill noted that from FY23 to FY28, the Commonwealth Transportation Fund would see a loss of $741.4 million from our transportation. Again, yes, we are currently getting an uptick in federal funding by IIJA, but that will not last forever. And structurally, we probably do need to figure out how to replace those funds.
And that starts January
1, 2023. So there was the replacement mechanism for K-12 funding, but the General Assembly decided they would not have to worry about transportation at this time. We would like to remind them that they should worry about transportation all the time. So the only other comment we wanted that we received on this, the background section is fine, but just someone asked that we clarify that this is background on the MBTA funding structure. It's a small technical amendment, we'll make that. But that's what we have for our 4 priorities. And again, they are protect our revenue sources and our powers, restore our $38.5 million, which we need long term, protect the state's dedicated transportation funding, and whether we're going to have another gas tax holiday initiative is very unclear. We're not hearing anything about that. And then under the transportation technology, We're particularly going to focus on the Commonwealth implementing the NEVI, the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure NEVI plan, and hopefully we'll see some further issues related to that come forth from General Assembly in 2023. Members are allowed to pre-file bills that have been since July. There's not a lot that's been pre-filed, nothing on transportation. So I have nothing to report on anything we could support or be concerned about at this point. That's all I have. Anybody has any questions?
One question, our TTSP doesn't have anything to say about use of speed camera technology, does it?
I don't think we know the technology.
I was just thinking that's been an emerging priority for the Region Municipal League, and it's something that our jurisdiction is supportive of. I think others are too. Right now, we have the authority to use speed camera enforcement only in school zones
Right.
or at the work zones. Yeah. So Virginia Municipal League just adopted in its legislative package asking for authority to do that, throughout.
The broad authority for the.
Yeah, so it's hyper germane to the authority, but because we are kind of a collective voice on transportation, I was wondering if this language would be broad enough to empower you as our liaison to kind of join in the coalition. It might be part of that, or.
We have in the broader document, a safety section, and certainly TTSP speaks to safety,
Yeah.
using technology as a tool to help with improving safety on our safety. So I actually think, Ms. Bachman,
I'm reading through the TT.
as we speak,
Yeah.
okay. Because I think that's where we could possibly get to it, is from a safety
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I would definitely support that. That would be, we're just in the process of.
And I think you are, I think Burlington's going to pilot, so
So certainly being able to go beyond that.
it would be useful, right?
Yeah.
School zones are great, but I know there's.
I would say number 7 in the TTFB would cover that: enhance regional coordination and encourage interoperability in the transportation system. Because under that, and then we can add a line under the intent of the strategy that gets specifically to the speed camera issue. Because right now we have leverage regional synergies in the deployment of transportation technologies, but I think we can add that as a line. Hopefully Supervisor Alcorn is a new member of our Transportation Technology Committee. I did send you
haven't
an email
responded
today.
No pressure.
But I do think strategy number 7 would address that, and then we would just need to tweak the intent of the strategy a bit.
Okay. What we can do is, because we pulled out NEVI, I can put a line in about safety and traffic cameras with that, traffic speed cameras.
Actually, it's a little bit broader.
Okay.
So it's automatic traffic enforcement. What is it? What's the term? AT.
I'm not sure.
Enforcement. So could be speed cameers, could be.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
talking even broader.
Oh,
than
that
speed?
is interesting. I actually.
Yeah, I mean, I think the broader, the other thing that they did with the authority we currently have is it's a little bit limited. It says how we do fines. You probably need a little bit more
So automatic traffic
enforcement.
enforcement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think maybe just generally,
Okay.
additionally.
Okay.
I think that's right. Yeah.
That sounds good.
Everybody, I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was horrible, man. It was drama than normal. Do something about that. Traffic was drama. I'm sure
Okay.
you were just fine. Okay, well, if there are no other questions for Ms. Maynard, we do now actually have a quorum. We could go back to number 2, approval of the October 13th, 2022 summary minutes. Get a motion to approve approval. Motion made and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Okay, do we have a closed session today? No. With that, does anybody have other new business before we adjourn? Then
Well done.
We are adjourned, 5:45. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.